Hello, flight simulation fans. Well, today I'm streaming again. Yay me. Again, this year's World with the Mirage 2000C. This was actually my first ever jet in DCS. I've kind of reviewed the order of my modules, and we're here on the ground. We're connected to ground power, and I'm waiting for the navigation system to align because this thing actually has an inertial navigation system. It takes about 8 minutes, so I've been waiting here for a while. This is a self-made mission in Nevada where we're going to try to hit some targets with Belouga cluster bombs. We have 4 of them. That's pretty much it. I'm trying to get to know the Mirage back again. It's going to be quite a long flight, but luckily this is quite a fast plane, so I'm not going to have issues with speed. Apologies while I adjust my seat. I really need to get a proper gaming seat because I have a really old chair that doesn't really, well, do anything, so I mean it's a chair, but that's about it. And it's not uncomfortable, but okay. Well, there goes my image. Let's recenter this thing. Okay, that's much better. There we go. So we're waiting for the INS to align, and I think it's aligned already. Well, this was quick. So the Mirage 2000C is a French-made fighter. This is, I think, 1980s technology anyway, but it's quite old, but still quite capable. So we're getting ready to go. I have not entered the waypoints yet, but I will now because I don't want to enter them in the air. So I've written them down on a piece of paper. And I'm gonna start entering them. The INS system is here. There's no fancy UFC, you actually have to look. The pilot has to look somewhere here to the side. I'm gonna just find the proper position for my head so I don't have to do anything. So we're gonna do prep. And I apologize, my flatmate is... Prep is okay. This is set to nav. Okay. It's not letting me enter the waypoints. Well, that's weird. Because it's not in normal mode, that's why. It was in status mode. So, prep 01. Now we can enter the coordinates, basically north and west in this situation. And yeah, I had forgotten about the mode in the INS, so we're gonna have 01 is north, positive, north, 36, 48, 10. And we're going to enter this plus west 114 1539 39. Alright, we're going to go to prep 02. This is waypoint 2. It's fairly easy to understand. Plus north 37 14 40 37 47 60, sorry. 60, and we're going to enter. Then plus west 114 25 15. And finally we're going to go to prep 03, which is our target waypoint, which is north 38 19 06 plus west 1, 1, 5, 4, 6, 96, 6, 96. Now, one other thing that I forgot to do for each other waypoint, I need to enter their altitude, so I'm going to go again to prep 0, 1. I'm going to go here and enter the altitude in feet plus 0, 2261. This also converts it to meters. I'm going to go to prep 02 plus it's 04815 feet, converted to meters, prep 03, and it's 478. Apologies, it's plus 4781. Okay, destination. This is our current position. Just double checking if it's right. Yep, seems to be right. System is on nav. Since we are on the ground, there won't be any drift errors. This has no GPS, by the way, so it's pretty classic. So I'm going to start with a bit of basic tests that I can perform. First of all, the autopilot test. There will be a green light if it passes, red light if it fails. I will need to wait for a bit. I'm just using the external power. This plane has no auxiliary power units, so. Yes, I'm walking you through the startup sequence. It's not that scary. Actually, this is a relatively simple plane. It was my first because people recommended it to me, and I don't regret it, so. We are on ground electric power. We also have 4 infrared guided missiles, which are Matra Magics too. This cannot carry the Mika or the newer French missiles, but I mean it's a fairly decent dogfighter. I'm not expecting any air targets, so. This is a pre-planned strike, so yeah. Waiting for the test to complete. And in the meantime, I'm also using the English cockpit for this. And I'm gonna start warming up the radar. Actually, I can already start the engine if I so choose, because the engine control panel is down here. So I'm gonna start setting the pumps, the boost pumps on, this on. Engine is starting. It will eventually stabilize at about 50% RPM. It's not a very noisy plane. Okay, engine is stabilized. I'm gonna close the starter cover. And I'm gonna start setting up the rest of the systems. First of all, I'm gonna set ATACAN to channel 12. This I'm going to prepare it by now for landing. These are mechanical switches, so 109, 10. This is the ILS. Finally, I'm gonna move to this side. Gonna work on the electric lights, police lights. Formation lights I don't need because it's daytime. Fail, what failed? Countermeasure system and RWR. This to auto. HUD is on. I don't think I need the additional gun sight. Radar to standby. IFF transponder. Gonna set squawk code. And for mode 1, let's just put some numbering here. I'm not really familiar how it works. Radar display. Standby ADI set. Altimeter is, well, how much is the altimeter here? 951 millibars. Yes, this is a bit different from the what you might see in an American jet. I'm going to close the canopy. And finally pressurize. TACAN volume, radar gains set, cones are set, I don't need to do anything else. Okay, we do have the right TACAN. I'm gonna cut off the volume, I don't need it. And have I forgotten anything? I think I've forgotten the radar display, but I do not remember where that is. Oopsie daisy. Okay, the configuration light is still on, and I do not know why. Well, I think we can take off already, but alright, let's disconnect ground power.
Chief, turn off the ground power.
Copy. Ground power is now off.
Yep, ground power is off. I'm still having some sort of configuration issue. I'm just trying to figure out what I forgot. Probably nothing important. Okay, let's disable ATC.
Ford 1-1. Request taxi to runway. Ford 1-1. Clear to taxi to runway 3. Path 2.
Okay. Alright, let's go then. Alright, wheel chocks. We had forgotten about the wheel chocks.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Copy. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Runway 3 right is to the left. Let's just try to follow the lines. Hello viewer, mysterious viewer. How's it going? Oh, you guess. What's wrong? Is something bugging you? Alright, alright. So you decided to watch the boring airplanes, huh? Well, I've taken a small detour here, but it's irrelevant. So. So how'd your day go? There we go. Approaching the runway. There's no other traffic, just us basically. Well, I was going a bit fast. Let's just slam on the brakes a little bit and follow the line. Follow the yellow road, as they say. Hello, second viewer. Oh my god, 2 people viewing my stream.
Unable to clear for takeoff.
What is this? 2 people.
Fort 1-1. You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 28.11.
Alright. Well, ATC system is quite bad in this, yes. Gonna put on the brakes. And let's roll. And there we go. I had to check the tires because it's sometimes they get really damaged when I take off with the Mirage, at least. Okay, let's go about below 325. Radar set to on. This plane has no flaps. It's just 350 is fine. I'm accelerating. I just want to maintain the speed. Have no flaps. The flight controls leading edge flaps are automatic. So, and there are a few startup tests that I've skipped. I just for expediency's sake. We have 43 miles to Waypoint 1. We're doing about 340 and climbing. But hey, don't let me do all the talking. I'm literally the only one doing the talking here. But yeah, as I said, for people who are not seeing this from the beginning, the Mirage 2000 was my first jet in DCS. Fully interactive jet, that is. Took me a while to learn her, and they've been constantly updating it over the couple of years I've been playing this seriously. And now it's actually in a much better shape than it used to be. I'm flying manually, no autopilot. The plane just flies itself, more or less. It's a very stable piece of hardware, so. It is also very, very French. Not that it's a bad thing. I mean, I never said French airplanes were bad. No. Gods no, but it's a very good plane. If you want to start DCS and you want your first fully controllable jet with fully tractive cockpit, I would say this is a good jet. "35 miles. Let's climb a little bit more. Again, no radar contacts, so there are no hostile aircraft on the map, so literally none. Now I'm going to climb to an altitude where I can actually still visualize terrain features. This plane can climb a lot higher than it seems, but I'm gonna try to climb. Well, 16,000 feet, I guess, is fine. Yeah, it is really quiet because basically the plane kind of protects you from the sound, the isolation. There are other planes in DCS which are extremely noisy. No, 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 they're not noisy. Also, remember you have a helmet on. You're usually isolated from outside sounds. I mean, you'll hear them to some extent, but you won't hear them that loudly. The Tomcat, the Harrier are much noisier. The MiG-21, you should see that one. That's insanely noisy. 13 miles to Waypoint 1, which is actually, I'm going to show you on the map the flight route. It's here. It's a VORTAX station that operates on channel 80. Let's see if we can set this to channel 80. Then let's just put this back to nav, that's fine. The Mirage is one of the quieter ones. The Hornet is actually also very quiet, and the F5 as well. I'm just talking from those available in DCS. You can look them up if that is what you want. So okay, somebody has replied to our question. Interesting. I was just looking at some response I placed on a Mirage related community about this specific version. If it can carry exocet missiles, which are anti-ship missiles. So, and I need to keep an eye out on these things. So let's see, 3.1 miles to waypoint 1, 2.3. It's pretty fast. So I'll disengage the autopilot and just chase the waypoint a little bit. So it has auto navigation, so it will just move to the next one. And there we go, 61 miles to waypoint 2, which is the, not BT airport, it has some other name. It's an airport, so I can actually use it as a visual reference. I'm not in too much of a hurry to turn. 59 miles. So that indicator there that you see, the triangle pointing up, that's the waypoint indicator. So it's literally telling me you're supposed to go that way, dumbass. And it's if it's pointing up, the waypoint is ahead of you, so you're going to it. If it's pointing down, then it's behind you. It's that simple. This is again 1980s technology, so here you can see the position on the navigation system constantly updated, because it reads its position compared to a your initial point that you program. So yeah, I keep looking down because people keep pestering me on my phone. I forgot to set it silent. Our fuel quantity is more than okay. We also have an external fuel tank, but this plane has decent legs, as I always say. I was moving the target designation cursor. This is the radar screen. So this is showing me where I'm pointing, distance. This is 21 miles. It has a pretty long range as well, but there are no actual targets for me to look at here. So and I keep touching the target designation cursor. So 47 miles. Yes, it looks like a desolate landscape because it is. This is the Nevada desert, so let's go a bit faster. We can cruise faster than 320 knots. The airport, waypoint 2, is somewhere there. When we get within 10 miles of it, we're going to get a small cross on the ground. Because when you enter the waypoints in the navigation system, you're supposed to enter the GPS position, obviously. It's not a GPS, it's an INS, but you still need, regardless, you need to add it in. And you also need to enter their elevation. So the plane kind of has an idea where they are, so when you're flying, it basically shows you, hey, it's there. The problem with the INS, because it's not a GPS, the A-10, for example, A-10 Warthog, and the F-18 actually have GPS navigation systems. They do not suffer drift or deviation because the GPS also updates the INS they have aboard. The Mirage does not have a GPS. Well, the newer versions do, but this is the C version with the from the 1980s, which, well, there's no GPS. There's just INS, and that's it. Poof. For navigation, of course, you have the symbology on the HUD, which is fairly self-explanatory. You also have a horizontal situational indicator. So if you see on the HUD, it says 34 miles. If we look here, it's 33.7. So it's pretty much the same thing. If your HUD goes offline, it doesn't work anymore, it's okay. You still have the backup instruments, analog instruments. So yeah, my TDC is again to high heaven and back. I can also, of course, change the elevation of the radar. plus minus and detect all sorts of targets at different elevations. And here are several radar controls that you can actually set, like the number of bars, frequency, and so on. The plane from the outside is a lot noisier, trust me. Actually, this plane does have an interesting story because my country is in the game is set to Finland, and Finland almost bought these before they bought the Hornets. The big problem with these operating in cold climate, they're not very well suited to cold climate. They're very good airplanes, but yeah, cold climate is not their thing. And Finland would have probably bought the D version, which is the multi-role variant of the Mirage 2000C. The INS itself is actually quite complex, so you can do a lot of things with it. For example, you can enter offsets for all sorts of bombing. So you basically there's a target from a waypoint that's at I don't know 200 feet higher on a bearing of 300 degrees at a distance of 9 miles. Well, you can enter that in the INS, and based on that, you can actually go bomb a target and ruin somebody's day. If the ground troops, for example, give you the position, you can simply go and bomb the hell out of them. I mean, this offset thing is not unique to the Mirage. Almost any modern plane can do it. So, Hornets, Tomcats, Harriers, A-10s. But yeah, Mirage is again fairly capable. I'm not advertising it. I'm just saying, it's a good choice if you ever decide to go into DCS. The Mirage is a good choice. It can do air-to-air fairly well. It's a very good dogfighter. It's not very hard to fly. It's forgiving. It's very easy to refuel in mid-air, and yeah, that's about it. And we are already 5 miles. I told you this bird's fast. And now it's gonna move to waypoint 3 soon enough. I don't see the cross on the ground. I am maybe a little bit too high. But I think it has, yeah, I'm just over the airport. It's right underneath me because the airport itself was the waypoint. So, since I didn't fly for a very long time, the airplane didn't have any drift in the INS. So I'm going to disengage the autopilot and turn. It does not have automatic steer point follow like other modern jets may have. Like, for example, the F-16. You can program steer points, set the autopilot, and it will automatically navigate from one to the other. This is a bit older. The navigation system is a bit older. It doesn't mean it's not capable. No, it's quite capable, but for its age, it was capable, actually. And hello, mysterious viewers, do talk. I mean, it's just me and Ole here, talking. Well, I'm doing most of the talking. He's just being awfully quiet. Please ask away if you have questions. Oh, Mirage 2005. Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I don't know if we'll ever see it in DCS. That's actually a very, very capable version of the Mirage 2000. But maybe we will. Who knows? I mean, stranger things have happened. "62 miles. Oh, Well, yeah, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. I must admit, I'm not really that familiar with Raspberry's doings lately. They've been awfully quiet. But I hope if they release it, they do a better job than they've done in the past with some modules and completing them. I'm not a developer, but I'm pretty sure this takes quite a while to develop a plane. If they do something like Heat Blur pulled off with the F-14, with the Mirage 2005, yeah, that's a buyout for me. I like multi-role airplanes. I like bombing the shit out of things. So, yeah, I would definitely say that that's an interesting choice. Hello, viewers coming in and going away. How's it going? Yeah, that's a good choice. I mean, completing existing projects is definitely a good choice. Well, I mean, we already know that DCS supports multi-crew from the C-101 and the Tomcat, so the framework's there. I think it will work. If they pull it off right, the F-15E will be very, very nice. Now, I don't like the F-15C that much. It's a bit of a one-trick pony. I don't like one-trick ponies. F-15E, on the other hand, well, it's almost as capable in air-to-air as the F-15C, if not equally capable, but it does ground pounding really well. Well, I mean, of course, definitely, we like what we like. I actually like the F-16 quite a bit. It's small, it's maneuverable, I can blow up anything I want with it, I can fight other aircraft, I can blow up ground targets, I can hunt enemy radar installations. I don't know if it can carry the harpoon, but it would be nice if the F-16 could carry the harpoons. Then it would actually compete with the Hornet for multi-role, king of multi-role in DCS. Now, I'm not sure of, or, well... Oh yeah, well, then I guess, yeah, the F-15E would be something that would interest me. Especially if I have somebody working out in the back. Or I'm working in the back. I'm fine doing the weapon systems officer job as well. Ah, alright, well, it can carry harms, so that's good enough. Now, hopefully I'm able to find the target. I'm actually quite high. Maybe I should go a little bit lower. The target itself is about 5,000 feet from the sea level, obviously. It's just beyond those mountains. It's just very hard to find. I've been trying to bomb this target with the Tomcat for a very, very long time. And I don't really remember everything about the Mirage. For example, designating target waypoints. You cannot do it in an INS, I think so. I mean, with the A-10, I would have been able to just... Oh, there you are. And just unload it, if it was the A-10 or F-18. "23 miles to target." Okay. That config light is still on. I do not know why. Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, I mean, I know quite a bit about airplanes, but okay, I didn't see it that way. I just saw them both as kind of good multi-role fighters. Okay, better prepare. I'm gonna choose the BG RS. This is just choosing weapons, nothing different. So the BG are the Belugas. I'm gonna drop all of them. I'm gonna start accelerating. 13 miles from the target. I don't see the waypoint on the ground. Maybe I'm missing something. 12 miles. Master arm on. Yeah, there's the waypoint. Now let's see if I remember how to do this. Is there a trigger safety? Now this is something I don't remember. Ha! Oh, I haven't start. Oh no, that's something else. Now where's my CCIP paper? Okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong here. I don't remember the procedure. Oh, special mode forward. Okay. Well, this is new. I haven't really been keeping up to it. Hey, shame on me, right? And I don't remember what then forward. Nope. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is very badly mapped. There we go. Oh, I missed the target completely because of INS drift. There's the target. Oopsie daisy. Let's go up. Yeah, it's a very decent airplane. This is really interesting because they keep changing it. Well, yeah, I guess so. I kinda shot myself in the foot with this mission because the targets are damn hard to see. Maybe I should just use the INS update if I remembered how to do it. And what's the fuel situation? Oh yeah. Also, my eyesight is extremely bad. When it comes to small objects in DCS, I cannot see them on the ground. If I don't have a targeting pod, I'm really bad at it. Now let's see if I can see them from here. Yeah, there they are. Okay. And this track IR is killing me. Yeah, but remember, it'll have a lot less features than the F-18 does now, so... Well, F-14 came out fully fledged, except the tarp pod, so... Maybe Eagle Dynamics should learn from Hitler. Yeah, my biggest problem right now is actually finding the target. I don't see it, that's the problem. Yeah, there they are. Ah, whoopsie daisy, the Belugas didn't go off. Oh, that's so bad. Well, I guess I need to practice some more. I just don't remember all these. Well, of course, I didn't set the fuse. Oh, that's so bad of me. All right, let's fly to Waypoint 1. I guess we'll be fine. After all, always set the fuses. Ah, shame on me. Well, it's fine. It's a lesson learned. Next time I'll set the fuses. Well, I fly other things as well. Tomcat, but with the Tomcat I have one problem. Not the plane. The plane is amazing. I need somebody in the back or somebody to fly while I operate the weapon systems. I fly the Hornet, I fly the Harrier, sometimes I fly the A-10. On occasion, when I feel nostalgic, I fly the MiG-21. Also helicopters. I actually love helicopters. Just haven't flown them in a very long time. Yeah, that's the problem with the Tomcat. It's wonderful to fly. I can do stuff like CCIP bombing, that's fine. But I really like to have the dude in the back because otherwise, laser guided bombs will never work. Well, they'll work, but it's a lot of effort to just fly it. And the Mirage is just kind of, let's say, the love of my first fully interactive jet came over me, so I decided to fly her. That's why I'm flying the Mirage at the moment. Usually you won't find me in the Mirage. Oh yeah, I love the Vigan also. Vigan is like my dirty secret love. I'm definitely going to practice on the Mirage more. I really hope that... I don't know if this version actually has an air-to-ground radar. That's my biggest problem. Like the real Mirage. In DCS we don't have an air-to-ground radar because, well, they are not able to implement it. Or, well... Oh, well, yeah, the Hornet's actually one of my favorites also. But for flight characteristics, I personally find the Tomcat easier to fly. I got a feel for it, for the Tomcat. The engines are very responsive. Yeah, sure, it's not fly-by-wire, but it's very easy to fly. Also, I can land it more consistently on a carrier than I do the Hornet. I know, weird. Hornet's more modern, has nicer systems, but... F-16 and A-10, well, they have very similar systems. Targeting pod is almost the same. Well, the MFD software is slightly different. The ICP is actually... Very easy to use. If you put me to choose between 16 and 18, I will take the F-16 any day. Well, the Hornet has the cool... No, they are not. They are very easy, but the F-16 HOTAS commands are also quite easy. I mean, it has technically the stick is the same as the Warthogs. Of course, the binding is different. The controls do different, but yeah, it's okay. F-16 I remember. And also, the A-10 I actually remember fairly well. Now I can more or less operate A-10 just with the HOTAS. Only if I, let's say, need to enter coordinates or do something like that to control the radius. That's when I need to not use the HOTAS, because then I need to actually, flip the switches, but that's about it. But yeah, Hornet is very easy to use. Harrier, you should try the Harrier if you haven't. It's also very nice. The Harrier has a bug that I have a problem with. So when you enter waypoints in the Harrier's INS, you need to have one waypoint at least from the mission editor. You cannot just, align the INS and start entering waypoints. It just doesn't work that way. I think it's weird. Now you actually got me wondering how different are the Mirage 2000C and the 2005. Like, are they well, one's multi-role, one is not. That's a fact, but oh, well, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, but how about air-to-ground capabilities? That's my big question. Oh yeah, the Mikas. Yeah. Yeah, the Mikas are good. How about bombs? Can it carry anything like a targeting pod? Again, I don't know much about French aircraft, believe it or not. I mean, if it can carry a targeting pod, I like it already. Also, is it a two-seater or a single-seater? That's my question. Does it need a weapon systems officer or single-seater? Well, that actually makes it even better. I wouldn't mind getting my hands dirty on that. That's a definite, yeah. Just quickly gonna check the ILS at Nellis. I don't remember the frequency, and I didn't write it. Or did I write it down? No, I did not. It has ILS on 10910. Okay, that's fine. I got the frequency right at least. Yeah, I actually would love to see a Mirage 2000D. 2005. Okay, well, laser-guided missiles and bombs and a TGP, that actually makes it... Oh, well, I won't coach you, but let's take it with a grain of salt that it can actually do it. What I would like to try next, actually, is some air-to-air refueling, but not tonight. I'm quite tired, but flying just helps me relax. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I would imagine a Mirage 2005 and maybe a Wingman, which is a Mirage 2000C with laser-guided bombs. Yeah, I heard about the JF-17. That actually looks interesting, because it's a Red Force aircraft, well, Chinese and Pakistani, but I heard it's pretty neat. Very similar to, well, at least in ground attack, to the F-16 in capabilities. I don't think it can carry anti-radar missiles, but yep. I mean, the Red Force actually gets a fully interactive aircraft, and those guys are actually putting a lot of work into it. It looks promising. Yeah, funny. It can actually carry both Russian and Western air-to-ground ordnance, or so I read about it. And you can integrate Russian and Western-made air-to-air missiles on it as well, like Sidewinders or R-73s, if I remember them right. Well, the Russian equivalent of a Sidewinder, R-73. I think it was that. I mean, hey, that's nice. Those guys have been waiting for a proper aircraft forever. I mean, the Russians won't allow to make Su-30s or, I don't know, anything like that, full fidelity. But, I mean, the Chinese seem to be doing it, so... Also, what I would actually find very hilarious if the Chinese start making a... the Chinese versions of the Su-27. Okay, that's a definite buy for me. In that case. Yeah, I'm a sucker for multi-role aircraft. Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty decent. Just checking the TACAN. I'm no longer using the navigation waypoint system. Since I'm going back to Nellis. Las Vegas is dead ahead. I'm gonna start descending soon enough. We're about 38 miles, so I'm gonna start slowing down and descending. And of course it's not needed, but I'll try to use the ILS as well to help me onto the runway. Well, that I don't know. I see, that's a mystery. I don't know either, if it's gonna have helmet-mounted sight. I know the F-16 has one and the F-18 has one, but I don't know about the JF-17. Actually, technically, Pakistan Air Force is not a red Air Force, but they still use it. So it will be funny to see JF-17s working in concert with, like, I don't know, A-10s. I mean, it wouldn't be unheard of, sure, but... or impossible. I think it would be a very nice thing to see. Oh, IRST, I love IRST. Infrared search and tracking. That's amazing. I mean, it's a the Chinese use it quite a bit. So do the Russians. I'm actually gonna fly for a straight-in approach. I'm gonna activate the radar altimeter. There we go. Yeah, but infrared search and tracking, that's sounds pretty decent. Okay, 20 miles. I aim to be, well, quite low soon enough. Luckily, I know the area fairly well, so... we'll see. Yeah, exactly. Let's not try to guess it. It's... well, we might get it during this month. Technically, summer isn't necessarily over. 300 knots. Okay, that's the raceway just outside Las Vegas. Let's try to continue slowing down and descending. We're at 2,400 radar altimeter. Yeah, but let's see. I'm actually looking forward to it. Okay, let's activate the approach mode. I mean, most aircraft today are multi-role, so... I would say the Tomcat is kind of multi-role. I don't know. Sorry I'm quiet, I'm just trying to focus on the landing, so. This plane requires about 14 degrees of alpha, which is very, very high. Compared to the Tomcat, which needs like, well, no, Tomcat needs quite a bit. Hornet needs 8. Harrier needs 8.5. 13.9. Okay, so we are within envelope. I'll just look over the nose. Okay, the radar altimeter is telling me I'm 180 feet. Okay, 136 knots. That's usually within the parameters for the Mirage. Okay, it lands at about 130 to 140. Okay. Well, there was no need for a ILS here, but. Yeah, not very well aligned, but that's fine. Parachute deployed. I came in a bit too fast and too high. Wasn't the best landing.
Port 1-1. Taxi to parking area.
Okay. Parachute got detached somewhere. Wasn't my best landing again, but enabling nose wheel steering. Radar to standby. Oh, okay, I was going a bit too fast over there. I'll just use this Alpha taxiway. Yeah, this plane is very quiet. Oli was saying the same thing. He's one of the other viewers. That the Mirage is very quiet. I mean, compared to the Harrier, it's quiet. I can still hear it, but, well, not that well. I'm just curious if I killed the tires. That would be very... No, I didn't. I don't know. What? Well, if I ever get to see one, and if I have an internet connection and so on with me, I'll definitely film it and put it online for people to see. I've never seen a Mirage in real life. I've seen an F-18, I've seen several subs, I've seen MiG-21s. What the hell haven't I seen? I've seen an F-16. One plane I would love to see with my own two eyes would be a Tomcat, but okay, radars on standby. And we still came back with half of the internal fuel, so I think even though I've used the afterburner quite a bit, it's pretty decent. Yeah, next, note to self, enable the fuses. That was the only problem, otherwise I would have been able to bomb the targets, but I didn't enable the fuses. I forgot about that. I usually do it in the F-18, AV-8 or anything like that, but the weapon panel is so different on this, so... Yeah, that's my parking spot where the external power card is. That's where I started out from, so gonna go there. And yeah, my mistake was I actually took I think the wrong kind of bombs. I'm not sure if the Belugas were what I needed. Belugas, I think, are anti-runway bombs, or are they cluster bombs? I need to look it up again. Cluster bombs, yay! So I took the right bombs, I just didn't set the fuses. Well, that's me being a complete and utter idiot. Yep, anyway, those of you, which was only one, you, Aaron, and Ollie, that were actually chatty in this stream, thank you for tuning in, and everybody else who stopped by and left. Of course, if airplanes are not your thing, you don't have to watch.
Alright!
Hey, thanks for the follow. And I'll definitely be posting more content. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and I will definitely hope to see you in the next one. I don't know when that will be, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, depends also on my schedule and how tired I feel. Now I'm pretty tired, but I wanted to see this to the end and bring the Mirage home. Feel free to send me private messages if you have requests, and yep, I will see you in the next one. Remember to fly safe, play hard, work hard, and have fun. Bye-bye.